Washington's transportation infrastructure system is in bad shape, and now's the time for state lawmakers to make it a priority. Coming up on AWB Amplified. Washington's transportation system is critical to our quality of life and overall economic health. Our roads, bridges, waterways, and airports create mobility and puts food on the table, helps us travel to school and work, and provides access to critical health and public safety services. In fact, nearly 73% of freight in the United States, including groceries, medicine, fuel, and clothing, moves by truck on our country's road system. But Washington's transportation infrastructure is neglected and long overdue for major upgrades.
Many of the bridges in our community are in desperate need of repair. We have some significant failures.
The interstate bridge is in much need of replacement and repair.
We have potholes, we have congestion. We're starting to see some of the effects of non-investment in our maintenance and preservation.
The American Society of Civil Engineers has produced a detailed report card on our infrastructure, and it's not very good. Roads earned a C-. Our bridges, C+. Stormwater, despite innovative strategies, D+. Transit, including bus, ferry, and light rail service, a C-. And despite major improvements in the past decade, the state's aviation system scored a C.
It means that our drivers are sitting longer in traffic. It means that goods take longer to get where they need to go. It means that we're creating more carbon emissions than we would if we could just move through some of those areas more smoothly.
We've seen explosive population growth, and our economy has really been thriving, which is great. But we need to make sure that our infrastructure keeps up with that in order to keep up with the pace of growth.
The good news is, state lawmakers can do something about this. This year, Washington State's budget surplus is more than $11 billion. And this is on top of more unspent federal COVID relief dollars. At the same time, transportation revenues have fallen since the beginning of the pandemic and are not expected to return to pre-COVID levels for about a decade. And there's a lot of work to do. The State Department of Transportation estimates a shortfall of nearly $1 billion a year to maintain our existing transportation system in a state of good repair. For example, 7,700 lane miles of highways are due for preservation, but only 750 lane miles are paved each year. 18 bridges need replacement and 22 need major repairs, but only 3 are being worked on.
This is the most basic nuts and bolts. How do we get people and goods to and from where they need to go?
That farm to table, if you can't get to the farm, it's not going to get to your table or the shelves.
Investments in infrastructure are a win for everyone. Billions are pumped into the economy every time lawmakers pass a transportation package. This means good jobs in the short term and robust economic development in the long term.
For example, currently out at the airport, we're building a rail truck transload facility. And that investment alone, once it's completed, is expected to bring 7,000 jobs to the region because of all the additional investment that comes alongside those.
It's also the ancillary jobs of all the folks that supply the asphalt that goes on the road, the metal that goes into the bridges.
With extraordinary budget growth and federal relief dollars available, now is the time to invest in Washington's transportation system, an investment in our future success.
Now is the exact right time to do an infrastructure package. There's an $11 billion surplus. There's money from the federal government for infrastructure in particular.
We don't have to borrow the money long term. We don't have to raise taxes.
We have the revenues now. So it's so important that we take advantage of this opportunity to keep our economy moving forward.
AWB's Transportation Committee is working on these issues closely. To learn more and get involved, please contact me at mikee@awb.org.